Hello, welcome back students. This is Jayalakshmi of IK College of Engineering. Today we are going to discuss the principles of management, third unit, HR management. Let me start with that human resource management. What is human resource management? It is the integration of all the process, programs and systems in an organizations that ensures staff are acquired and used in an effective way. The main function of human resource management is to find out how many labors are required for an industry and whether that needed skilled persons are effectively utilized. That things has to be analyzed with that human resource management. What is HR? What is HR is a multidisciplinary function. Okay, it applies the discipline of economic, psychology, sociology, and law. That is, economics means it has to deal with the wages, has to be paid for the candidates, markets, marketing condition, and the resources utilized. Okay, psychology means we have to motivate the laborers and we have to satisfy the laborers. So HR is a discipline that utilize economics, that utilize psychology, and it has to utilize the sociology as well as the law. Okay, what HR professionals are doing, HR, they are planning and recruiting that they are planning for the future current and future requirement, and then they are recruiting the suitable persons for that particular job, and they are selecting the candidates and they are trained and develop them, and they are giving compensation. If there is any compensation is needed, they have to give the compensation, and based on the performance they have to be given reward, and they based on the labor relations they have to be reviewed and that should be given. Here is an example of successful HR managers, that is M Krishnamurthy Shankar of Infosys and Mr. Rajesh Gopinath of TCS. Okay, these are all some examples of that successful HR managers. You know that when some other HR managers, this our famous other persons also, you know that. Okay, Sundar Pichai, like that, you know that na, he is a CEO of other CEO of our Apple. Okay, so you are taking them as a role model also. These people are having that knowledge how to select the candidates and how to train them for that particular job. That thing should be done by these HR managers. How human resource planning, what is the planning that should be done by the human resource managers? It is the process of systematically reviewing HR requirements. What is the human resource needed for that particular organization, that has to be analyzed, and the number of employees needed, currently how many employees are there, in future how many employees needed, that thing should be analyzed, and if there is any gap in that one for getting that maximum production, how many employees are needed, if there is any gap, that should be filled. Okay, human resource planning, it should be consider the current assessment as well as future assessment. Okay, for example, if you are working in an factory, means currently there are 500 employees working in an spinning mill, means currently they are manually they are analyzing the quality of cotton, they are differentiate that good quality cotton from that one, they are cleaning the cotton, like that. If that is done in human, that is manually, means we are in need of more number of labors. If it is done by in future, if they plan to buy machines for quality checking and identify that good quality cotton from the bad quality cotton and cleaning them and separating them, that things done by a machine, means there is no need to go for that set of workers. So that time we have to think about future assessment also. In future, if we are going to purchase some machines for doing that, means now itself you have to analyze, now we are having 100 workers in this one, in future we are going to purchase some machines, means for that trained person is enough, not this much person is needed. So based on that one, you have to design a future program, and you have to identify number of persons required for that one. Either you can reduce the number of workers if you are planning for future, if you are planning for more purchasing more number of machines, for that one skilled person is needed, not this much labors, unskilled labors are not needed. So you have to reduce them and you have to give the job shared between the existing workers. Okay. HR phases, human resource plan phases. First, we have to analyze what are the key human resource information needed. If you are having 100 employees working in your concern, for example, if you are taking our college itself, in our college, how many employees, how many faculties are working, how many office staffs are working, how many lab assistants are working, how many supporting staffs are working, that should be analyzed first. And the data about them has to be collected. What are all their skills they are having, in which field they are specialized, that thing should be analyzed. Then forecasting, demand versus supply analysis has to be done. Forecasting means in future if you are going to establish the organization, now we are having only 5 departments, in future if you are going to establish that to 7 department or 8 department, how many staffs you are need, that has to be forecast. Okay, based on that one you have to plan for that one. In the planning you have to identify the strategy, and after identify the strategy you have to implement the strategies, and based on the feedback you have to get the effective outcome from that. Okay, how the HRM tool is working. The basic HRM tool starts with job analysis. When you are going for the job analysis, initially you are going to initiate a job. Okay, for example, if I am going to start a school, okay, if I am going to start a school, let me start with that kindergarten level. Okay, if I am going to start with the kindergarten school means I have to identify what are all the jobs there. Okay, if I am a owner of that school, I have to identify if there is a kindergarten, if I am start with that 30 students in that pre-KG level means I am in need of at least to take care of that 30 students, I am in need of at least 5 caretakers to take care of the students, and at least 2 to 3 faculties to take care, to give training to the students. And like that I have to identify what is the job to be done by the caretakers and what is the job to be done by the teachers. Okay, so if that things has to be specified, job description has to be given. The caretaker has to come to the school by 8:30. They have to clean the school, and they have to clean up all the places, toilet, everything. Once the students came, they have to collect the lunch box and other things from the students, children, and they have to take care whether they had their breakfast, or if they are not having that one, that students has to be given with some breakfast. If they want to go to toilet, we have to take care them. Okay, these are all the job they have to do in the caretakers has to do in my organization. Okay, in my that is kindergarten school. Okay, if I am taking the job of a teacher, the teacher has to teach them, they have to train the children. Okay, so to train the children, the teacher has to speak attractively, they have to be charm, and they have to speak quietly, and they have to dance to teach something to the students, they have to sing, and they have to give the encourage them to do some activities. They have to identify the specialization of that kids, and they have to make them to dance, then they have to make them to learn the basic things, and they like that things has to be identified. Job description means the task of the job and responsibilities of the job and duties has to be done by the job, that has to be identified, that should be written. Okay, and then job specification, what is the knowledge needed for the job, what is the skill needed for the job, and what are the abilities needed for the job, that has to be identified, and that should be documented. Recruitment, how you are going to recruit that. It's a process of locating, identifying, and attracting capable or suitable candidates to one or more jobs within an organization, either permanent or temporary. For example, if I am doing that one, for that same example, let me take that one. For my kindergarten school, I am in need of, I told you, I am in need of 5 caretakers and 3 teachers to take care about 30 students. Okay, so I identify what are all the jobs there in my kindergarten. I have to attract the capable or suitable candidates. So first I have to attract the candidates. Okay, so whether they should be paid well, then only they will come to my school. Okay, they have to be paid well, they have to be provided with some school word, I have to arrange school ones to pick up and drop the students, as well as pick up and drop the faculties, as well as give provisions to the caretakers when they are coming, as they are coming earlier. I have to provide some facilities to the caretakers also. Okay, so if I am providing that thing only, then only the caretakers will come to my school to work. Okay, so that can be based on the current and future needs. I have to identify, for if I am going to adapt for 30 students, this is the number of candidates I need. For caretakers I need, this is the number of teachers I need. If I am thinking that one, if I am developing that for the 5th standard level, that time how many teachers I may need, how many caretakers I may need, I have to think about that one. Based on that one, I have to select the candidates. Okay, every organization must be able to attract a sufficient number of job candidates who have the abilities and aptitudes needed to help the organization to achieve its objectives. Okay, selection process, sources of recruitment, how you can choose the candidate, by internal source or by external source. If I am a new organization, I have to get that by external source, either by giving advertisement, or by giving by telling some of my friends, or by watching some other faculties, or when I am going to some other schools, I can see some caretakers and I can ask them, like that, by external source or by internal source. Internal source means how many faculties are how many labors are working now, how many teachers are there. If I am planning for future, if I am recruiting 3 teachers for this year, for the next year I am in need of at least 6 teachers. So currently working teachers can refer some other teachers, they can do well, you can recruit them, or their family members or some of their relations, they can refer them also. Or when I am choosing that one, initially I am in need of only 3 candidates, but I received the application from 6 candidates, they are eligible for doing this job, means I can consider that applications also. The recruitment process, how you are going to recruit that one. The initial process, focusing on the job requirement, how many jobs you are in need. You have to describe the job and you have to draft the description and specification of the job. After understanding, we have to go for that, what skill is needed for that particular job, what is the qualification needed for that job, that things I have to understand. I have to then I have to give a initial process, that is I have to give advertisement, or I have to call for the interview the candidates. After interview that one, I have to give the medical check, whether they are fit for this process, that things, and whether their background is good, whether they are working for the entire period or not, that things I have to check. After selecting the candidate, you have to give the offer letter, appointment order has to be given, then only they will be come for my organization. Then onboarding and induction, once they came to my school, once they were going to selected for my school, they have to give some training. Okay, that is induction. So initially they have to take care about the students, means I have to ask them, you have to do this one. For example, if 30 kids are entering into my school, means they should not leave the school in the intermediate time. Okay, that things has to be trained to the teachers. Okay, after that one, assistance and evaluation, when they are doing their job, we have to monitor them. Based on their work, we have to give some support and we have to give some feedback to them also. Then selection process, how you have to select a candidate. First, preliminary interview, you have to identify that this is the required things, skills needed for a candidate, that things I have to do that one. Preliminary work for an interview, if I am going to conduct an interview, first I have to identify how many faculties, how many teachers I am in need, how many caretakers I am in need, that things I have to identify. Then I have to what is the wages I have to give to them, what is the salary I have to give to the teachers, what is the salary I have to give to the caretakers, that things I have to finish. Okay, finalize that one. Then I have to send some applications, that I have to give some advertisement. Through that one, I have to receive some responses. by receiving the responses, I have to screen them. Okay, first whether that people candidates received when I am receiving some application means whether they are residing in local place. If they are residing local place means they will be work up to the end of the period. Okay, so I can reduce the cost of transporting also. So I will check that one based on my requirement, whether the candidates residing here in and around the place, that things has to be identified. Based on that one I will screen the applications. Then I have to send the call for that interview. After calling them for the interview, first preliminary test will be conducted for testing their qualification. Then I have to give some work on board presentation, or they have to attend some interviews in front of some experts to identify their ability to handle that kids. Okay, then checking their reference. If they are coming from through some reference means we have to check whether the candidate is eligible to handle that job or not. What is their background, how whether they will reside here for the entire period. That things has to be checked. After that one, physical examination will be there. Once they come to final interview, we have to identify whether they are medically fit, how their communication, that things has to be checked, and finally we have to give the offer letter to them. Okay, this is the outcome. Based on that one, whether we are taking a correct decision, or if we are not taking correct decision, we have to accept the error, and we have to correct the problems, and we have to take the correct decisions, and we can reduce the error. Okay, this is how we can do the HR management, human resource management. And these are all the jobs functions of the human resource management. This is a very important function in that principles of management. Okay, so with that we are going to complete, we have completed the entire third unit. If you are having doubt, please feel free to contact me. Okay, all the best.